It's getting close to that lovely time of year again, Valentine's Day. And if you're like me, you hate that holiday. So instead of some sappy love stories, I thought I would go over the 5 movies I watch when I go through a breakup. These aren't supposed to be your average lovey-dovey stories. However, they should make you feel more hopeful and just overall feel better after watching them. And with that, here is number 5, When We First Met. So this is gonna be a time travel movie. I love time travel. Noah meets Avery at a Halloween party and falls in love instantly. But who can blame him? It's Alexandra Daddario. Anyway, he gets friend-zoned and years later he has to go to her wedding. However, he finds a time machine and travels back to the night he first met her and tries to make her fall in love with him, over and over again.
Oh my God. I went full asshole.
During these do-overs, he starts to learn a little something about himself and the people around him. This movie has a pretty famous cast along with some pretty funny moments, so hopefully this movie puts you in a better mood and changes your outlook on things a little bit. Number 4, Love, Rosie. Now, I know I said there aren't sappy love stories on this list, however, this one might be a little bit of an exception, but also not really. The reason is because this isn't like a normal sappy love story, but more like the harsh realities of life and bad timing just being smashed in your face over and over again. Rosie and Alex have been best friends since they were little kids, which means they can't be interested in each other, right? Or can they? This story follows each of them as they take on life and have to deal with their emotions and bad decisions. In the end, were they meant to be more than friends? Question mark? This is a British movie with some pretty big English actors and actresses, and this movie will definitely hit you in your man, life is rough feels. Number 3, Burying the Ex. So this one is definitely a fun one, and you kind of have to suspend your belief of reality when you're watching it. Max is not happy with his current girlfriend and her controlling ways.
Surprise! So, do you love it or do you love it?
So he decides to break up with her. However, before he can do it, she gets hit by a bus. While trying to deal with his grief, he meets Olivia. Yes, I know what you're thinking. I'm obsessed with Alexandria Daddario. And you're right. Just as things are looking up, his ex-girlfriend comes back from the dead and is all zombified and still in love with him. Now Max must decide what he's gonna do. Like I said, this is a super fun movie, but you have to watch it for what it is. Out of all of the movies on this list, this is probably the most refreshing one. Number 2, 500 Days of Summer. This is the story of a girl who doesn't believe in love and a guy who falls in love with her.
You don't believe that, do you?
What? It's love, it's not Santa Claus.
But don't get the wrong idea, because even at the beginning of the movie, it says this is not a love story. Thinking back on the time that Tom knew Summer, we are taken along for the ride from when they first met to seeing all the events of their relationship unfold. Summer doesn't believe in relationships, but Tom fell for her at first sight. After this, we see all the days that they knew each other, hence the 500 Days of Summer. We see the good, the bad, everything in between, and it makes you question, was your relationship as good as you thought it was? Starring super famous actors and actresses, this movie has a real indie type feel to it, and it should leave you feeling hopeful for yourself at the end. Now, I don't really have any honorable mentions for this one, so let's go ahead and move on to number 1, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. The title pretty much tells it all, and this has been the most long-running and most impactful movie for my breakups on this whole list.
I got a surprise for you.
Peter, as you know, I love you.
Are you breaking up with me?
After a devastating breakup, Peter goes to Hawaii on vacation to forget his star girlfriend, Sarah Marshall. However, he finds out that Sarah also traveled to the same resort.
What are you doing here?
Came here to murder you.
And she brought her new boyfriend. While doing his best to avoid Sarah and her new boyfriend, he gets closer to the hotel clerk, Rachel, where he starts feeling a spark. But does she like him back? Another movie with a big cast of stars, and this one's comedy is just on point. So that's my list of breakup movies. If you're going through a rough time, I hope these movies make you feel better. Hope they help you get through it like they have me. And with that, I will see you guys next time.